Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 16th to the 22nd of November 2015. Last week we were talking about Mars and Venus both being in Libra and balancing the masculine and feminine. And this week holds a very different tone. That's still going on, that's still underlying in the background. But this week it's all about Mercury and Neptune. So Mercury is travelling with the Sun in Scorpio. And so close to the Sun, the technical term is Cassimi. And some astrologers read this as a time when our thoughts are confused, when we can't think straight. But I prefer to see that as a complete pairing, a complete alignment, and that we're actually thinking in a very true way to our soul being. So Mercury right next to the Sun doesn't require any thought really. Whatever you're thinking, that is who you're being, and we get a chance to monitor those thoughts to see what they're creating. If we look at the symbol of Mercury, he actually has the antennae on his head. It's how we tune into thought forms and bring them down into words and actions. The manifester, bringing through the hands, les mains in French. It's the magician in the tarot deck. So when we have a collective field of thought, when we're not sovereign to our mind, we tend to be tuning into the main collective. And we can see this happen when there's a public event or when the sun comes out. Everybody's in a certain mood on autopilot. But I feel that when Mercury walks with the Sun in Scorpio, we get a chance to actually see, well, what am I tuning into and what's that creating? Can I actually become the master of my mind and tune into a higher thought form, stay present, stay mindful, and actually have a look at where my thoughts are coming from and what they're creating? And if I don't like that, then tuning into some different fields, a higher vibrational field, and having higher thoughts coming from a more soulful place. So it's a great week with Mercury next to the Sun in Scorpio to have a look at the root of our thoughts, our psychological beliefs, and what we're actually manifesting, and then become sovereign to that, to actually tune into higher, and to see when we change our mind, which is one of the greatest powers that we have. If you don't like what you're thinking, then change your mind. Then we can actually see what that manifests and the power that we have to be able to do that. Government means to control the mind or to govern the mind. On one level, our fundamental beliefs are given to us until we actually challenge them and become independent thinkers. So this is not a week to just repeat what you've been told or to believe what you're seeing, but it's very much a week to step into your power and to decide for yourself, to discern if something's being told to you or something's being shown to you. Is this true? What's the root behind it? Is that my belief? Is this something that I want to give my mental attention to? It's also a great week for inspiration because Mercury tunes in and actually brings through those thought forms, and that can be very creative. So with Mars and Venus in Libra, can we turn our mind to creativity and what we're creating in a way of beauty and inspiration, rather than just thoughts and psychology? Because by Wednesday, Neptune turns direct in Pisces. So since June, we've been on a retrospective journey, a spiritual journey back to reconnect and align. The symbol of Neptune, just like Mercury, is a giant antennae, but this time it's a tuning fork. What are we tuning into spiritually from our soul self, from our cells, because Neptune rules the waters, the spiritual waters. So we have Mercury ruling the mental ether and Neptune with the spiritual waters. And when Neptune turns direct in Pisces, which is the spiritual water sign, then we've had 6 months to actually tune in to what we truly resonate with, to what our frequency is, to what our alignment is. And now we can start to put that into action so that what we're thinking and what we're feeling can be absolutely aligned and coherent, and what we're tuning into can then effortlessly manifest because we're constantly transmitting and receiving. So to achieve a state of alignment within ourselves means that we'll actually be transmitting and then able to receive back something that's core to us, rather than just working on fantasies and fairy tales and programming. So Neptune there turning direct in Pisces, very slow. We'll see that turn around and we'll start to be able to feel more in tune with our centered self, and then what we're creating on all levels: physical, emotional, soulful, spiritual, mental, psychological, all of the levels coming into one, because we've had Saturn for 2.5 years go through Scorpio. We've now got the clear up with Mercury and the Sun going through the Scorpio sign, and once this is finished, then we should have got that clear channel now. Saturn's gone into Sagittarius, and Mercury will be joining Saturn in Sagittarius at the end of the week. So we've cleared up all the debris, we've gone deep, we've made that clear channel, we've made that alignment, and now we have a broad landscape ahead of us, which is what Sagittarius likes. It likes a wide horizon, but then to shoot the arrow with distinction and purpose, with definition. So we decide which journey we're going on, but that should be coming from deep within us, and then we let the journey unfold from there. So it's not a broad horizon and confusion, which way should I go? It's no blocks. It's okay, I've opened the field up now, I have my choices, I have my inner desires, and I have that direction that I can start walking in. So again, that coherence clears the confusion, opens the pathway. Because of the summer that we've had, especially with the Venus retrograde, we should be much more centered on what matters to us and where we want to apply ourselves going forwards. So there's a great wisdom and reconnection here. There's a feeling by the end of the week that yes, I knew that all the time, but I had to go all the way round and journey and view it from many different angles in order to come back home and to know that I am actually right, and I can trust my instincts, I'm centered, and I'm ready to move on. So this coming home feeling, the reconnection, the realignment is coming in by the end of the week. And as we start to step out of the Scorpio energies next week towards the full moon, we're on a new journey through Sagittarius. So to sum up, we've got Mercury with the Sun in Scorpio all week, tuning our thoughts, getting to the root of any negative thinking, clearing the way, and then Neptune stepping forwards in Pisces, creating that sense of ease and flow, and then Mercury into Sagittarius by the end of the week, opening the field up, giving us that direction that we've sought all over the summer by going inwards. We know that we're on the right path now, we can trust ourselves, there's a clear road ahead, and we can enjoy the journey. So those are the horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. If you'd like to explore these elements on a daily basis, then I do have a write-up on my website, that's astrozo.com, or you're very welcome to come and join the members group where we actually discuss the current alignments and where they fall in our own chart, how we can harness those energies personally. Because this is all happening on a general level, but when we pull it down into our own personal chart, then we can see which area of our life we can work with more precisely. So that's the online group there. You don't have to be a Facebook person, you can have a private Facebook page and still belong to the group without posting your business to the world. If you'd like to target your journey going forwards into the winter and take one of my online courses, then I have a 1 to 3 year astrology degree course, as well as some smaller modules, and I've just created a beginner's tarot course, which is part of a trilogy, which you can start to learn the tarot and the astrology and numerology together. So lots of online courses there available across the world, as are my one-to-one readings. So if you're in another country other than the UK, I'm available on Skype. There's no reason not to get your chart and to have a reading and start to connect with your plan, because your chart is your soul plan for this life. So please do contact me for any of that, zoehines7@gmail.com.